and welcome. You're listening to The Lie, Lama Podcast. I'm Gunjan.
I'm Rajiv.
And today, yes, Shweta, please go ahead. Yes.
So thank you for having me here. It feels really nice to be a part of this podcast.
Welcome. So from the introduction, I think, what can I say? I call her a heartthrob, and listeners who want to know why should join her Insta handle. And every time you see her reel, it'll make your day.
Thank you so much. That is making my day. This is totally music to my ears, what you just said. And listeners here, the Insta handle is at Shweta Roida.
Yes, thank you for that. And I will put that in the notes. But let's start talking the topic. So Gunjan, so what are we talking about?
So, phones and computers, they were invented to save time. Over the period of time, these are the two things on which we waste our time the most. And Shweta is here to tell us that how this is a lie. And when we tell our kids, okay, restrict your screen time, restrict your activities on screen, and don't go so much on social media, we have an influencer with us, and she'll tell us that how social media has changed her life and how she thinks that, okay, it's not the social media which is a problem, it is the time management which is the problem with the generation. Over to you, Shweta.
So like you said, Gunjan, I would like to repeat the same thing. I totally feel that, anything in excess is not good. It's not only social media. It could even be reading a book because you're giving a lot of your time to something in excess. So everything needs to be done in like proper time. Like you need to divide time. Okay, this time I give for reading, this time I give for writing, this time I give for social media, this time I give to watch TV. So anything should be limited. Just the way we limit and properly nutritionize our food, that's the same way we should neutralize our screen time, is what I feel. But nothing is bad. There's so much there to learn from on the screen.
So how has your the social media journey came? How did it come about, and what were the key learnings you got? Like as you became more and more influencers, when you saw that your numbers were going from whatever 0 to almost like 700,000 now, and maybe more.
And
so I never really got into the number game. I know it may sound strange, but for me, when social media started, it actually started from Facebook and Twitter. If we actually look back, like where I actually started, I've always loved to document, write, click pictures. This has always been me. Like, earlier I used to roam with a camera. Then when Nokia started having the N series with a good camera phone, I always removed pictures, printed it, wrote things around it like a scrapbook. I always maintained a scrapbook. I have my scrapbook, if I show you, literally from the time I'm born. First, like my parents did it for, and later I continued it. And I like documenting my journey or what I've learned, what I've liked. That's something I like doing. And Instagram, Facebook, all of this is nothing but my digital album. So I just do something like, people say, "Arey, but you need to specify, are you a lifestyle influencer? Are you a book influencer?" I'm like, no, I'm influencing life because we do all of this in our life. It's not that I'll just wear this outfit and this is it. No, I'm wearing this outfit. I'm reading this book. I'm eating this thing. So for me, social media, the platform, Instagram or whatever is my just a scrapbook. And when you do something you like, you really don't bother is somebody enjoying it, is somebody following it. It's just something you like doing. So I never ran behind the number game that are abhi 0 hai, ab 200 hai, ab 500 hai. Oh my god, when will I reach 1,000,000? Because if I go to do that, I will become something that's not me and I will not enjoy it. I don't want it to be a burden. I enjoy going and putting up stories and writing about what I feel and whatever. So I want to limit my influencing to literally enjoying, because if I enjoy it, it's only then you're going to enjoy it.
That is true.
very
Absolutely.
well said. Very well said. Shweta, coming from one who does book review and all, and saying that, reading excessive books can also be harmful. Just a little light on, because it's never excessive. Reading can Rajiv and Rajiv, would you agree to that, or you think that okay?
Yeah. No, well, actually, in a way, I think just reading book is not enough. What do you learn from each book that you read? It's not like you keep eating and you don't digest. So I think what Shweta is saying is that even reading, if you read, then you have to think and contemplate what you learn from the book. But so Shweta, how many books do you read on average per year?
Last year I had read 120 books by the year ended. This time the count is going a little slow because got a more heftier books. So it is about 50 already though. Now let's see in the month what the status is. And Gunjan, when I'm saying reading excessive is also bad, is because if you're totally into that book, like Raji said, we don't comprehend what we're reading. And secondary, we won't get to do other things in the day. So you're again procrastinating other things. So you need to limit your time when it comes to reading too, because you need to finish the other course of the day. As much as I would love to read all day, given a choice, I would like to just be in my books and do nothing else. But I know I have to do other 10 things. So I have to limit my time to reading also.
I have a bookworm at home, so I know what you're saying, and I know how I have to literally tell him that I'll cut your incentives if you're not closing that book now. So I know that, but then as a mom, I encourage my son to read almost everything. So yes, I mean, that question was just around that. Okay, why reading excessive is bad, but I understand where this is coming from.
So which book has influenced you most till date?
That's a very difficult question, because I think every book has influenced me in some way and changed me in some way, even if it's a fictional book, because the fictional book also has a story. The characters mean a lot. So I think every time I have finished reading a book, be it any genre, it has changed me and it has taught me something.
And do you revisit?
So, but let's say, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you revisit a book, Shweta?
Sorry?
Do you revisit a book? Like I read a book when I was in 8th grade. Now, if I read it again, and I do that a lot. Do you revisit a book, and does it give you a different message altogether every time?
Very rarely I revisit, because there's so much to read that I don't. And I think a lot of it is already I have already immersed those learnings. So very rarely I'll revisit, though I'm very protective about my books. I have not given my books. I have all my books like from childhood. So I have more than 5,000 books kept like everywhere, because I don't give my books to anybody, not even to read. They are like mine. It's like as if a part of those books. So I don't give my books. It's like even if I want to give you the book to read, I will buy and give it to you, but I will not give you my book to read. It's that
different level of possessiveness altogether.
Level comes to my books, like I can fight for them and be like, how could you take it, kind of a thing. And when revisiting comes, I have only revisited a few books when I was a child. That too because I like the story so much that I just felt like revisiting. I revisit quotes and all from the books because I highlight quotes, I make my notes. So I revisit those sometimes to just remember those quotes and make a part of my learning. But revisiting an entire story, very rarely.
So has there been any book that you had read earlier and now you read something new and now you think, hey, what I read earlier was BS. So have you unlearned anything by learning something new?
I don't think I've unlearned anything, because whatever I've learned is being very important at that point of time. I can say angels have come in that form of the book to teach me that particular thing. So I haven't really unlearned anything. But if we talk about one book or one author that is always been by my side and I always like to read is Mitch Albom. I think the way he writes about life, about learnings through fictional stories is just amazing. He always talks about hope and so much about life in those fictional stories that I just love going back to his books.
Which one? Which one would you recommend that the listeners should start with?
Mitch Albom, Timekeeper. Like obviously everybody talks about Tuesdays with Morrie and One Day from Heaven. But for me, Mitch Albom's Timekeeper is a game changer. I think one should read that, because I personally feel that one thing that we all take for granted is time. No matter what, we just take it too much for granted by procrastinating things, by not giving the time that we need to. Sometimes we give unnecessary time to something that is not required. Like it could be sometimes, so for me, I think timekeeper really teaches you the value of time and how blessed you are to have time by your side.
Nice. And when you were talking about procrastinating, I'm thinking, time kahan hai procrastinate karne ka? Who procrastinates?
पूछते हुए टाइम कहाँ है प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट करने के लिए, आपने 1 मिनट प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन में निकाल दिया.
True that. Right. So again,
yes, yeah.
go ahead, Rajiv.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Again, when we talk about timekeeper, that is more of a recommendation for a teenager, or is it like throughout the age group? If I have to give you an age slot, like which book you'll recommend to which age slot?
Timekeepers for everybody, because that is about a story of 3 people. One guy who invented time, one girl who is young in her teens and she wants to kill time. She literally doesn't want to live. And the third one who is in his 70s and 80s, but he still wants to buy time. He has the money, but he can't buy time and he wants to buy time. So I think that book is for everybody.
The social media journey, coming back to this thing, what were the struggles?
Struggles, I don't think there were any struggles, because if a brand said no in the beginning when I didn't have followers, I was like, okay, didn't make a difference to me, because I was like, fair enough, they have their own thing. So I continued my journey. I really didn't think anything as a struggle. So I really don't know the struggles of social media. I think, when you take something too seriously in life, then you feel a lot of burdens, struggles, hurdles, and all those things. For me, it was just like, okay, aaj glitch hua, like I said, if a brand said no because, the number of followers were less, I was like, okay, one day this brand is going to come around, because I'm still continuing my journey. It didn't feel like a struggle. If I lost a interview because of the glitch, I was like, maybe it wasn't meant to be. So for me, it's like if something is not happening, it is just that it's not right for me at this point. I don't care whether it is right for them or not them. So really, I don't think there were any struggles.
That actually is a very positive message to other people who may start with, and they usually have this big game plan in terms of, okay, this is what we need to do, this is how to cope with all this rejections and all that stuff.
But yes,
rejection, there is everything in every profession that we do. There is, and we all start from the very beginning. Be it in life, when we join a school, we start from nursery. So it's the same way when we join a particular platform, you start from a number 0. And like Shah Rukh Khan said, it's after that 0 what you want to do. So, you started from a 0, then you have to like, okay, this is my aim. But how do you want to reach that aim? And you cannot let things pull you down, because if you're going to let things pull you down and you're going to compare and compete with other people who are on the same platform, like a social platform, it's like you can see everybody everywhere. It's not limited to just what my neighbor is doing. So if you let all that pull you down, you're really not going to have time to focus on yourself and compete with yourself. So I think your biggest competition, like Shah Rukh Khan says, should be you yourself. And you should just think, how do you want to improve? How do you want to improve your things that you're doing? Like when I put a reel, or when I put, I'm relearning. How can I make this better? How will I look cuter? So it's all about me. I am self-obsessed with my platform.
मैं मेरी favorite हूँ.
Totally.
Yes, and Shweta, the way you're saying the growth has been very organic, and you started without any burden on your head that I need to reach this number or this many followers. But this is something, it comes like, you want that popularity, you want that people should look and like, share, subscribe, whatever it is. How do one keep themselves away and just focus on the content and not how things will go for them?
That's where you have to mentally be strong. It's like, in school, you want an A+, but you do not get so much anxiety for it that you can't study. So it's the same way that, like what I do is I literally hold myself from being like, okay, what views have I got? What comments have I got? I put it and then I'm like, done. I hold myself back from going and checking what's happening, what's not happening. I do not check when I'm going like, oh, what are the numbers? How many viewers have come? For me, at that particular time when I'm live, it's all about the guest and me and what learnings I want to give my followers. Because for me, it's like even if that one reel makes somebody smile, just the one person also, it's made my day. So I don't go with the idea that will 500,000 people smile when I put up that reel. No. For me, it is just that did I smile while making it? Yes. Will at least one person smile? And I'm like, yeah, एक तो smile कर ही लेगा. एक is not difficult, you know. और अगर एक भी नहीं करे, then there is stress. Then it's only me, which is again one. So that's
There will be at least one.
Be at least one.
I hold myself back and try to be away from races and number game, because my nana taught me when I was a kid. He used to make me participate in every competition, because back then you didn't have so many digital things. So he used to read 16 publications every day. Like, and the best part was because we would not read so many publications. I would not like reading a newspaper because I thought it was always bigger than me. So I was always struggling. So what he used to do is every Sunday, he would send me cuttings from the 16 papers that he's read. Whatever was up to what I'm doing in my life, he would send me cuttings of that. So every Sunday, you could say, I have read 16 publications in my own way. That was a ritual that was followed till he was alive. Every Sunday, I would have a driver. Like if I was blogging, then I would have articles connected to blogging. I would have articles if my articles came. So I had that thing. And at that time, if any competition came, Archie's ka competition aaya, World Environment Day ka competition aaya, means Nana would make me participate in it. It was like a compulsory thing. And he would just tell me one thing: enjoy participating. Do not run in that race that I want to win. I don't want you to win. I just want you to enjoy that process, because maybe you would not sit and write an essay on this thing if you were not participating. You will not sit and make this drawing. तो मुझे सिर्फ चाहिए कि तू जा, enjoy कर, लोग को मिल, and it's just limited to that. We did not bother about whether we are gonna win, we are not gonna win. So I started enjoying participating, and the competition was only limited to enjoying it. It never became a competing, and that's the same thing I follow even today in my real life when it comes to Instagram and a lot more things.
So, but when you have competition, there would be at least some hint in terms of that desire to be the first or second?
Never. I just went with the idea कि ये 2 घंटे मैं time pass करके आ रही हूँ. I would only be like prior to it. Also, I would never be like, oh, I want to make this drawing because this could make me win. It was just that I would brainstorm on what I can do, talk to people. It was all about living in the moment. I was not only in the future. I have never lived in the future. I will have basic goals like हाँ मुझे ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है life में. But I'm not over ambitious, because if I try to become over ambitious, I'm not going to enjoy it today. And I'm blessed to have today. So let's enjoy today.
And
so what else do you do other than social media?
Other than social media, I live. Like Ori, I'm a liver.
I'm sure Rajiv doesn't know who Ori is. So
So he's the next social this. And he says this thing that if you have a job, you're a jobber. If you paint, you're a painter. I live. So I'm a liver. So yes, I live.
So yeah, his work is that he work a lot on self-reflection. He works on himself. That's the work that he does. So yes, he's a big shot.
I do a lot of things, like I do commission art, I do interiors, like I have painted cafes, and I do paintings and all on commission basis. Besides that, obviously book reviewing and interviewing people, and I'm a graphologist. I do handwriting analysis. So there are a lot of things that I do. And the whole day is divided into different parts of me, where at times Shweta as an expressionist is painting and doing her work, at times she's reading and reviewing, at times. So yeah, that's how my whole day gets divided, and before I know it's over.
But then when do you get free time for yourself?
Since I'm enjoying all of it, it's my free time. Like when I'm reading a book, I don't think it's my job. I'm enjoying reading. So for me, I really don't crave, I need my free time, because everything that I'm doing, I'm totally enjoying. It's not like, अरे यार ये कब खत्म होगा तो मैं जाके कुछ देखूं या कुछ करूं, because when I'm free also I want to read. So, and that is again work. So yeah, every day, every morning, every minute is a free time.
That's I think can be the best message to the youngsters, that if you do, enjoy what you do and do what you enjoy.
Yeah, because then you don't really look out for that time separately, where you are okay, now this is my time, ab main ye karungi. So it's just the same thing. It's like my whole day is my time, and I enjoy my work. So
Shweta, here's a question, like, enjoying and participation and all. Will you carry the same attitude if you are representing nation? How important will it be for you to win that game or competition or anything for that matter?
frankly, I don't want to represent the nation.
Why is that you are?
And I don't like being a part of the political journeys. So, but if I have to represent the nation again, if I think of, will I win? I won't be giving my 100% because a part of me will be so anxious about like, will I win and whatever. I know I have to give my best, be it whether I'm representing the nation or representing my family or representing just me myself. So I think I will just be concentrating on that only because that's my attitude in life in general, that I just have to give my best. So be it whether I'm representing everyone, because at some point, nation, obviously it's a very big thing, but when you do wrong, your family is unknowingly represented. It's like, anything good happens, they might tell the family, but if something bad happens, the first thing is like the family. So I know at every point I have to do the best so that my family is proud of their daughter. So that's the same thing I would say for the nation. It's the same thing. You just have to give your best no matter who you're representing.
So this is coming from, there's this book, Man Within. I read it many, many years ago. And there was a cricket match which was going on. If they lose that cricket match, they'll lose the school property and it will go to a builder who'll make a mall and everything. And coach there said, and it stayed with me forever, if you do what you always did, you'll get what you've always got. And this is it was like giving best was not enough at that time, which is why this question came that, if you're representing your school, your family, your nation, what will be your attitude? And yes, that left-hand batsman played from the right hand because bowler was very sure what shot he'll take on his ball. And it's a very nice book, good backdrop of Hyderabad. But yes, this is where this question is coming from. But when you are representing not yourself, but a community, maybe your city, state, nation, what attitude should one carry?
See, for me, like you said, that book, Man Within, the same way Shah Rukh Khan's speech in Chak De,
India.
when he says it, 40 minute tumhare life, ye
Minute. Yes.
sakta, is that what I believe in. This is your time. You have to give the best. Yeah, your strategies change as per your competition, as per your prize, as per whatever it is. But it's again, even that thing, it's like this 70 minute of my life, nobody can take. So I want to live that 70 minute and not have a regret. Shit, I could do this. Shit, I could do that. No, I want to give it my best of like, this is all I could do. Now, if I win, fantastic. I'm going to celebrate to it. If I don't, I couldn't do anything more than this.
So has there been any moment where you did something, whether interview or book review or something, and then you thought, hey, I could have done better. Let me go back and do it.
Nah, never.
So like you do one shot and you're satisfied with that.
I love Insta Lives is because it's one shot. I cannot like life. अब जो moment आपकी अभी हो गई, वो change नहीं कर सकते आप, no matter what. You learn from it, but you cannot change it. You cannot go back in that minute and change things. That's why I love theater, because whatever you performed, you've performed. You cannot change that part. Every show is different. Your every Insta Live is different. So I think, that's about being in the moment, enjoying that moment. And I always think that, sometimes it's very important to live in the moment, which we don't. And Insta Live, theater and all teaches us that.
And that one moment, Shweta, where you realized, oh my God, I never thought like this. Oh my God, this was something, was always part of me, but never came out of it. But because you are exploring yourself so much through theater, through Insta Live, reading books, reviewing books, that one thing that crossed your mind, that was that OMG moment for you.
I think my OMG moment was when I was cast for the theater, because I used to love watching theater, but I never thought I could act and do a play which is totally based, like where I'm the lead and the whole play is based on me, where for 2 hours I'm continuously talking. So that was like my OMG moment when I did my first Zero show. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know I have an actress in me to this extent where I could do theater. And yeah, it's that was my OMG moment in life.
So when was that?
That happened in 2019 when I did my first show. It's called That's My Girl, and it's a father-daughter story where the girl confronts her father after 16 years, and it's a total conversational play. And Anand Mahadevan sir is playing my father in it. Bharat Dabholkar sir was directing it. And every show, we did more than 30 shows. Every show was like an oh my God moment, because I really never thought, I love theater, but I never thought I would be able to pull off stage. And the biggest moment in that, all the shows, in spite of so many actors and actresses coming to see it, was when my biggest mentor in life, Vaida Ramanji, came and she called me the Chota Pataka. And I'm like, okay, Jannat mil gayi. I'm done.
What was your heart rate at that time, Shweta, if you remember?
Oh, you won't believe, it's very funny. So, Vaida Ramanji and Asha Parekh ji both were there, okay? And Asha Parekh ji was talking, and I was so mesmerized just looking at Vaida Ramanji that all I could see was some mute lips going on. I don't remember what she spoke to me. And when Vaida Ramanji told Bharat sir, she's like, "Ye chota pataka ko kahan se leke aaya?" I was like, I had this huge smile, and Bharat sir was like, "Ab ye agle pata nahi kitne janmon tak ye bolti rahegi." That did you hear what?
So we can actually call this episode as Chota Pataka episode.
So yeah, for me, that's my oh my God moment, because I really didn't think I would be able to pull off stage.
And the biggest learning that you got from your oh my God moment?
From my oh my God moment, living one day at a time, I really didn't think. Actually, I didn't think, because Bharat sir never told me that they are coming. Because Bharat sir was like, this one is mad. She's capable of forgetting things and being with them. So I came to know only after the performance was done that they were in the audience. So learning, from my theater, I again just went back to my main learning of living one day at a time and living in the moment. Because it's that moment that you have to make the most of. And before my every play, before I get in the wings, I hear Shah Rukh Khan ka speech on my AirPods. I'm like, ye 70-minute life ke koi nahi chhin sakta tumse.
So that is your what you call as yet to go for motivation. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not kidding. Every time, just before we went to perform, from my Zero show to the last show that we performed, I would play that and I would be in the wings, like already waiting and all. And one day, Anand sir came thinking कि कोई meditation सुन रही होगी, कुछ सुन रही होगी, तो चुपचाप उन्होंने मेरे AirPods लिए, कान में डाले and looked at me, what the heck? I'm gaining strength from Shah Rukh.
Shah Rukh is such a personality that, he can put anyone at peace and calm. And yes, okay, now I'm fine and now I can move forward. But yes, thank you for sharing that.
It's a filmy motivation story. Huh?
Yes, we love Shah Rukh.
True. I love Rahul, I love all of them.
And your biggest dream, like to one interview that you thought that you can do, but you could not do?
Nobody as such right now that I can
Not
be
even
like.
Shah Rukh?
See, if I really want to sit an interview, I want to interview Sanjay Dutt. I know it sounds strange. I would like to interview Sanjay. to him about a lot of things, because when I look at Sanjay Dutt, I have that awe moment in my life. Every time I see him, even if on the road or something. So yeah, I want to interview Sanjay Dutt if the interview thing comes.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. You recently interviewed, Sheila, Sheila. How was that experience?
Oh, it was amazing. And I just realized that sometimes how our thoughts manifest, because years back, I have read Don't Kill Me, which was written by her. And I had watched the Orange Wild County on Netflix. And I just thought, what if I get to interview her at some point? And that time I used to not even interview people or have an Insta live going on. It was such a random thought. And when I was interviewing her, I said, how thoughts just get manifested when you just have it somewhere. Like at some point, I must have just said it. And after years, I was interviewing her, and it was just like, oh my God, again, a wow moment in life, because, coming from where she's been giving interviews for years now. Years is a small word, actually, from decades. So when you get to interview somebody like that, it's like, oh my God, you've just been like, you've reached somewhere. You're doing something right to be there.
Absolutely. And that's what we want to unravel today, that, how social media has changed Shweta's life. And it's more of discipline that you follow than anything else.
Totally. And I think discipline is required in everything, like be it your weight loss, be it learning something. Like if you're learning a new art, you need to be disciplined. So everything in life needs to have a little discipline method to it, and consistency. The two things that are required are for anything in life to achieve is discipline and consistency, and then you're going to crack it sooner or later.
And discipline has to be part of your DNA. If you're trying to be disciplined, I don't think so you'll be able, you may or may not be able to achieve it, but discipline has to be part of your DNA. Rajiv D from Fauji background can help us with the discipline.
You achieve it. You may try to be disciplined, and that will automatically at some point put you in that mode. It's in all of our DNAs, being disciplined. It's just that we need to try and put it into efforts.
Rajiv. But if it is too disciplined, I was thinking that if on one hand we want discipline and consistency and all that, which requires, a very regimented life. On the other hand, we want, go with the flow, or, live in the moment. So how do you address that conflict?
See, that's the thing. What happens is we are used to, when I say discipline, it comes to like, सुबह 9 बजे उठना है, 9:30 बजे ये करना है, you go into that thing. But that is where you're taking the bookish description of that word, discipline. And when I say consistency, again, it's that typical dictionary thing. But when I'm saying consistency, is like today, if I wasn't consistent enough of putting my uploads with time, Insta would never grow. My viewers would not have anything to watch. अगर मैं रील ही नहीं डालूंगी तो आप देखोगे क्या? So I need to be consistent with that. And discipline, when I say, is that you have to be disciplined that, okay, you know what? I know I want to do this. So I have to remove my time at some point in life and do it. Like now, when I was doing my weight loss, I knew I wanted to walk 2 hours a day. I am not a morning person, but still, at the time I would wake up, which would be partially afternoon, I would still go for a half an hour walk, and then I would walk for 1.5 hours in the night at 12 o'clock, which usually people don't walk. But I knew with my schedule that is happening. So the discipline was walking there. Like right now, I know, okay, there might be some days where you don't have the time, but then I know, okay, no, I want to make a reel. I have to put something I haven't put in 2 days. It's just, again, there the consistency comes in. So it's like, when you're learning a new language, you are in the flow that I want to learn the language. But at the same time, अगर आप वो language पे practice नहीं करोगे तो आप सीखोगे कैसे?
Okay, so you're saying that the discipline and consistency is more that you have to keep doing it, and at some interval. It's not like it's.
Yeah, it's not like, okay, ideally people go walking at running at 4 in the morning, so you have to run 4 in the morning. No, find your discipline, find your consistency, so that it doesn't even become a burden that no, I have to get up at 5:30, yeah, because people run at 6 o'clock. मैं तो 6 बजे भागूं. No, don't go in the herd mentality. Just find your general, what is your time, what suits your body, what suits you, and then be like, okay, these are my goals and I need to be consistent with it.
And how does the motivation come? Because age, like after 40s, it is really difficult to lose weight, really difficult. And
Gunjan
you
is
walk
speaking
so
from the
much,
heart.
yes, and if you walk so much, you get this postman syndrome. You're walking, nothing happens. How does that motivation comes that you are getting result, you're not getting result, but at least keep going?
The same thing. When I was doing my weight loss, I was 82 kgs. Today I'm 48. I had become 42. I've again gained a little because everyone thought I've become malnutrition. So I had my dietitian made me put on a little again to become what I am right now. But what happened is at that time also I did not go on like after walking for 2 hours what my weight is. I never checked the weighing scale. I never checked my inches. For me, it was like I told my dietitian, you check, you maintain whatever records you need to maintain. I don't want to know. For me, it'll be the day I can shift from one dress to another. I did not really bother because what happens is the moment you attach yourself to the results, you lose your patience. Because you maybe want the results sooner or later, and everything has its own time. I could be maybe losing that inches in 2 days, which somebody else might take 10 days. So why get attached to the result? You keep going. No, that is it's like you've decided you have to reach town. So आप बैठ गए अपने गाड़ी में, अब चलते रहो, फिर traffic आए, signal बंद हो. That is all a part of the journey. You have to go to town. Why are you constantly being like checking the Google map? अच्छा कितना time और? अच्छा कितना ये और? I don't do that. I never attach myself to the result. I know I want that result. How, when, what, I do not. Like for me, I would not even calculate my hours of walking as per like, okay, it's 12 o'clock, I need to walk till 1 o'clock. Or like each song is 5 minutes. I hear these many songs, so 5 into 6, I have to walk till these many songs get over. So I didn't think how much for 1 hour.
So what is your go-to music?
Bollywood, completely Bollywood. English गाने तो मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आता है. कोई generally if I say this, they'll be like, you read English books? How can you? But I can't resonate with English songs. For me, I love Bollywood songs. I love the Chichora 90s ka song. I love the 80s ka song. I don't like the current songs. I love Bollywood. And I can like sing them and be like as if I'm performing them. So that's why half my reels are on those songs because I really.
Yep, I can definitely testify that. Yeah, fun reels.
And you listen to audiobooks as well, Shweta, or it's just these songs?
No, just songs. For me, it's like when people say they're reading and they're hearing audiobooks, I'm like, farak hai. That's not reading. Do not call it reading, please. So I am not in favor. I'm glad that there are audio books that people can know stories and whatever. But no, I don't count them as reading.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you talk to a Bangalorean and audiobooks are blessings for them because
My brother can't read, but he has number of audiobooks that he is fond of and he hears. So I'm glad that at least there's some kind of stories going into him. But I personally feel the idea of reading is very different, and I don't compare audiobooks as a part of reading. I'm like, no, it's not reading. It's like hearing a podcast.
That is there,
That is
but
true.
yes, it's kind of a blessing that audiobooks are there. You get time to read, very nice. Nothing like that. But when you're in traffic for like 2.5, there was Trevor Noah show in Bangalore. People were stuck in traffic for 6 hours. 6 hours was the time when people took to cover 6 kilometers. So yes, audiobooks can be a blessing at that time. But yes, reading, I would totally agree that reading is reading and listening is listening. Can't mix up.
I agree. Blessing for a lot of people who can't read. So that way, audiobooks is a blessing. And I'm glad that something like this has come so that more stories can reach out to people. No denial of that. And I don't even pressurize somebody to read because if you can't enjoy it, there's no point,
Yeah.
You
can't pressurize people for anything. You can't even ask them to wake up or sleep, leave about anything else.
happy that there are audiobooks. I would love to myself record the audiobooks and all, but yeah, it's not reading. It is listening. I don't know why we have started terming, like when you ask some people, I'll be like, do you read? Oh yeah, I just downloaded the audiobook of so and so. And I'm like, you know the story, you've not read it. There's a difference.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think, the reading is different experience.
But Rajiv,
But-
as an author, will you be happy to read your own book and say it with the expression you have written it, rather than someone reading it with the expression they want to listen the story? No. Yes, no, maybe.
No.
Okay, I'll ask this question 10 years later. Would you like to record
Yeah.
All right. So,
I
Shweta,
Yeah.
yes, Rajiv, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that, only because of this podcast, I have, like reading or speaking my poetry, but I hesitate to read anything I write or speak anything I write.
And you have no idea how beautiful those couplets are. And I'm glad we are doing it. And I'm glad we are able to read those couplets of yours, because again, reading in Punjabi is something which goes beyond my comprehension. But when I listen to it, I'm like, okay, that is beautiful. It's difficult for me to read in Punjabi, not the writing part, but the
Yeah. Thank you
So-
for that.
yeah. So Shweta,
Yeah.
Shweta.
No, you were saying something.
Yes, Shweta. So you have covered quite a journey of social media. Again, you're an influencer for books, food, clothing, and everything. Do you reset your goals after some times, or you're just enjoying your journey where you are right now? Or you think that after 10 years, okay, I've done this. After 10 years, I want to do this. Or, okay, I've done this enough. I'm not enjoying this anymore, or I'm not enjoying it that much. Do you reset your goals after reaching certain number, or you're happy where you are?
No, I don't reset my goals. If there's something I'm doing and I'm not enjoying, then I stop doing it there and there. I do not even prolong it further to be like, okay, what if it becomes better? No, I'm not enjoying it. Khatam, wahan pe hi baat khatam ho gayi. And I don't reset such long goals. I have wish list that, I want to have a painting exhibition someday because till now, whenever I've created paintings, it's been on commission, where somebody wants a particular thing and I've created that for them. I've really not put my ideas on the canvas or on walls. So, like there is a wish list to do a painting exhibition. There is a wish list to start a painted clothing line. There's a wish list to write another book. So there are these wish lists. But 10 years from now, what I want to do, I don't set such long-term goals because, like again, Shah Rukh Khan said, "Haso, muskurao, jiyo, because pata nahi kal ho na ho." So why?
Shah Rukh, if you're listening,
I know I can see that SRK has a very, very big influence on the influencer we are talking to today.
Influencers is Shah Rukh, SRK. But yes, quite a journey, Shweta. Any piece of advice that you would like to give our listeners?
I would just say live one day at a time, because you are lucky to have today. There are so many people who do not have today. They have not woken up. They have things left unsaid. They have things done. So, I would just say live today and live it to your best. As per you, what you want, just do your best today and live one day at a time.
It's a beautiful thought.
Yeah, this show was more like a Bhagavad Gita. Karam kar, phal ki ichha mat kar just now.
Like you said, karam kar, phal ki ichha mat kar. ऐसा नहीं, नेकी कर, दरिया में मत डाल, अपने झोली में डाल.
Rajiv, closing comments from your side.
Well, no, this was really good fun. I definitely enjoyed, exploring more of your side, Shweta. More than what I was anticipating. You made it a very, very engaging discussion. Thank you for that.
And
yes. But we cannot have this closing till you do not narrate some nice Punjabi verses for us.
Yes, Rajiv.
Oh.
Mass appeal. Two people will make masses, but yeah, mass appeal.
Well, I have to find out. I actually am not
yes,
prepared.
Rajiv, couplets from your side.
So I had to actually quickly dig it out. So it's not a couplet, it's kind of a poem. Handful of my Punjabi poems. So this is जो बोलिया सी ता सुनिया नाही हुण आपे रोना ला बैठा है जो सूरज दी धुप ना मिली ते हुण चांदे चानन तो भी मुंह छुपा बैठा है उमंग ते जगाई सी तू ही हुण इल्जाम दो नैना ते लगा बैठा है इको ठोकर खा के इश्क विच है नादान दिल मेरे इस सीने विच हुण तू पत्थर जम बैठा है. How was
Beautiful.
that?
Beautiful.
Very
Thank you.
नैना नु पता है नैना दी खता है सामने किस गलती मिल दी
Exactly.
खता है. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Do visit our website, thelailama.com, THELIELLAMA.com. Stay tuned.
And thank you very much, Shweta. It was really fun. And thank you for asking this, asking to recite this poem. I found it.
And
Last
thank you.
words from you.
It was really nice being a part of this podcast and exploring and talking about so many of my life journeys and lessons and everything, reliving all of them. Thank you so much. And thank you, Gunjan, for such brilliant moderating and questions.
Thank you.